as we have seen with the tornadoes that have struck over the last year, and even this week in Branson, disasters can strike at any time, and if we're not prepared for it, they can have deadly consequences. FEMA recommends that we have a 72-hour emergency kit. You may want to make your kit a little larger than this if you anticipate a disaster in your area that might take longer for emergency responders to get to you. Some of the main important things to have in your 72-hour kit, you start with a bin, and the main things are food, water, hygiene, safety items, communication. We want to start with water first. You need a gallon of water for each person for each day for basic hydration and sanitation. These types of containers are available at Walmart. They hold 7 gallons and can be easily stored anywhere. You can also keep bottled water on hand, or they make these collapsible containers. If you're anticipating an emergency, you can fill these up, or you can also fill up your bathtub for a supply of water that will last you for some time. The unpredictable nature of these storms and any other kinds of man-made disasters, chemical spills, geological events, make it important to have all of this on hand ahead of time so that you're not scrambling around trying to get this all at the last minute. Food is really important. And if you're going to be keeping your kit stored for a long time, they have these freeze-dried type foods that you can purchase at Walmart. You just add water to them, and they make quick and easy meals. You want to make sure and have at least 72 hours worth of food for each member of your family. And if you choose to store canned goods and such like this, you'll also want to make sure and have a manual can opener in order to access the food inside these cans. Don't forget about the canned milk. That's very helpful with children. You may also consider some electrolyte supplements such as the powdered Gatorade that you can add to your bottled water to rehydrate in stressful situations. There may be fires. You want to have a fire extinguisher available to you because you may have to leave your place of residence, and you want to make sure that you have accounted for any possible problems along the way. A storm could damage your windows, damaging your home, holes in your roof, hail. You need to have some plastic sheeting and duct tape just in case you need to do some repairs, or perhaps seal off your windows and doors in case of radiological dust. So let's just add those there. Flashlights are very important, as well as extra supplies of batteries. You don't want to be caught at night without any light, especially after disaster. These smaller mag lights will fit on your belts and are easy to carry, but these are much more bright, so you might want to have a variety of each type. Also, these crank flashlights are very portable and convenient, do not need batteries, and work simply by hand crank with a carabine on the belt for easy transportation and storage. Also, for the food items, you may consider power bars, something quick and easy to go in case you don't have time to stop and prepare a meal with your water and freeze-dried food. It's always a good idea to have a mess kit, which are very small and compact, as well as some cooking fuel such as Sterno, where you can heat your water, boil it, prepare your food, or any other such need. Other tools that are important to have is an emergency radio, as well as some basic tools in case you need to have any utilities manually shut off in case of ruptured gas lines and any of those dangers that may present an imminent risk to life. This is a hand crank radio. It also has a flashlight and a weather radio. It will also charge your cell phone, and it's solar powered as well as battery powered, either one. So this really allows for a wide range of information gathering and communication. If the electric is off, you may not know how to get home or to loved ones, so you need to have some good road maps of your area to make sure that you can get your way around. and navigate in case roads that you're familiar with are blocked by trees or other debris. Other tools that you may want to have are these Leatherman type tools, multifunction, with different knives, screwdrivers and such, and a really good pocket knife is really important to carry at all times, and also to have one in your emergency kit. Also, an extra charger for your cell phone that uses both DC and AC charging is really handy so that you can charge your telephone regardless of the type of power source you're going to need to have available to you. Having a pencil and some paper and markers are handy to leave a note on your front door if you want to make sure that your relatives and family members and friends know that you're okay, and to let them know where you've gone so that they're not worried about your safety. Waterproof matches and emergency blankets can mean the difference between life and death if it's a really cold night and you need to keep the heat in and perhaps spend the night outdoors. For longer-term emergencies, or when you run out of water, which can very easily happen in a disaster, you may want to consider having some of these chlorine tablets or these water purification tablets on hand in your emergency kit. They're very inexpensive and can be purchased just about anywhere. You also want to have some sort of copies of your identification, birth certificate, an extra set of car keys, some cash and change in a waterproof bag so that you're not stuck out there with nothing, not able to get into your car because you've lost your keys or some such. Back to water, bleach is really important. I would get a smaller container than this and keep it in your 72-hour kit. Just a little bit of bleach added to a container of drinking water can purify it enough to be safe for drinking. You also want to consider rain gear, especially if you're looking at a severe weather event. They have them in adult and children's sizes, and these are just a few dollars at Walmart, and you can keep these in your kit just in case they're needed. Some of the other hygiene and safety personal items, you might want to keep some Campers toilet paper. They're in kind of some weather-resistant material. Toilet paper is very important in any kind of emergency or situation. Trash bags will allow for waste disposal, hygiene, and can also serve many other uses, such as emergency rain gear. For life, if you get a wound that you need some antibiotic ointment on immediately to prevent infection, you want to have these basic things. You're not going to have everything that you need, but this is an excellent start and is very, very important. Something that I like to recommend, get one of these prescription pill sorters and just fill them with over-the-counter prescriptions and have a separate one for your medications that you need on a daily basis in case you're not able to get your prescriptions filled. In here I've got some various items such as aspirin, Advil, Excedrin, and some caffeine pills would be a really good idea for those who are used to drinking soda or coffee and may experience headaches during a crisis, which is the least time you want to have caffeine withdrawals. BioWipes can help keep your body clean and prevent the spread of infection. And it doesn't hurt to have some of these samples of toothbrush, toothpaste. We've got sunscreen and veg repellent. These kinds of things take up very little space, but can be really lifesavers as far as feeling human and being comfortable even in an adverse situation. And probably the most important thing for your emergency kit, have some extra prescription medications on hand that you can store. If you run out of insulin or any of these other vital medications, it can mean the difference between life and death. Don't forget to store an extra phone, and good luck with your emergency preparation.